You decided to bridge from BTC to USDT, but suddenly your token disappeared. You couldn't find your crypto, you couldn't find your BTC, you couldn't find your USDT. And in the process of bridging, you notice that it said transaction is sending, but what you actually did is you swapped, not sent. Now I'm about to explain to you what happened in this process and why it happens the way it happened, how bridging works, whether you should panic or not. If your token is still missing up until now, I'm going to provide the solution in this video. And if this video doesn't apply to you and you still need more help, feel free to use my email anywhere around this video or in the description, and I'll be glad to assist you. Let's take it. All right, so here is how it works. When you bridge from Bitcoin to Tether, your BTC is not literally traveling across the blockchain. Instead, this is what happened. Bridges works using this principle called lock on one chain, then mint or release on another chain. So now here's the step-by-step on how it actually works. When you send BTC to a weird unused address, so the moment sending doesn't literally mean you're sending. The moment you click bridge, or in most wallet it shows swap. Now that random address, that process, when you click bridge or swap, it sends the BTC. Now that random address you saw when you saw your coin, your BTC being sent to, that address is controlled by the bridge. So it's often freshly generated per user and per transaction, and that's why it looks like it has no history. When you copy that address that you see your BTC being sent to and paste on the blockchain, you will literally see no details of no transaction. It looks like a fresh address. This address belongs to the bridge, that's the bridge backend or the smart system, not a person. So the second thing that happens is that your BTC gets locked or collected. So on most wallets, you will see it shown that it's locked, and then before your USDT or whatever coin you're bridging to arrives. But in other wallets, it's totally sent out. Okay, so once your BTC is sent, the bridge detects your deposit. Your BTC is either locked in a vault or moved to a custody wallet. Think of it like putting money into a vault. Now, the next thing that happens is that the bridge verifies your deposit. So the reason why most times it might take a bit of a while is because of the confirmation timing. Let's say you bridge first time in a day and then it went so fast, and second time you bridge, it took longer time. The system waits for confirmation on the Bitcoin network. Some bridges also run validators or oracles to confirm the deposit is real. So no verification, no minting of the USDT that you're supposed to receive. Okay, so USDT is created or released on another chain. Now the magic here is that the bridge mints or release USDT on the destination network like Ethereum or Tron. That USDT is sent to your wallet. That is why it suddenly appears after some time. Important reality check is, this is where many people misunderstand that. For instance, when you say I bridge BTC to USDT, you didn't just bridge, you likely did two actions combined. Now it's either you swap BTC to USDT, then bridge USDT, or you use a bridge that internally converts BTC to USDT. This then sends it across chains. So this is because bridges don't usually changes assets. They moved the same asset across chains. So pure bridging will be like BTC swap to wrap BTC on Ethereum. That's how pure bridging actually works. Why the address looks very new at times is because, like, the address where your BTC is sent is because, tracking bridges often generate unique deposit address per transaction for tracking who sent what, security isolation, preventing mix-up between users. And so seeing a never used address is actually very, very normal when you're bridging your coin. So two main bridge models simplified. Now we have the custodial bridge. That's the most used. You send BTC, they hold it, they give you equivalent value elsewhere. You trust them. Okay. Then we have the smart contract bridges. Funds are locked in smart contract. Tokens are minted automatically. Less trust, more code. So in simple analogy, think of it like this. You hand your cash, that's your BTC, to a bank teller, which is the bridge. The teller locks it in a vault, then credits your account in another currency, in another country, that's USDT. So your cash didn't travel, its values was created somewhere else. So why the delay? Let me address that again. Bitcoin confirmation is slow. Bridging processes queues, sometimes it's slow. Liquidity availability, that is needed. Internal swap execution, that can be slow than the process. So the final takeaway here is that new address enables deposit tracking, while delay is as a result of confirmation plus processing. Sudden USDT means that your USDT minted and has been released. So nothing mysterious, just coordinated system behind the scene. So let me know what you think about this video. Like and subscribe, and see you in our next video.